So we'll start with prayers. We'll continue our discussion on 14th chapter. Last time we have seen first canto, 13th chapter. How Dhritarashtra left this world. Then the next section, that 14th chapter, describes about the disappearance of like how Pandavas and Krishna they leave. So that is a section that we will discuss. So we will start with prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om
Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskaram Jayanarutam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Yamadevaya. Nishtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya. Bhagavati uttam shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki. Krishnaya vasudevaya devaki nandanaya cha. Nanda gopa kumaraya govindaya. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So, no. So Yudhishthir, like we have seen the conversation between Narada Muni and Yudhishthira, where Narada Muni has come and pacified Yudhishthir and told that the Dhritarashtra and they will all go away from this world. So Narada also told Yudhishthir that wait till disappearance of the Lord. So Yudhishthir is this point of time, and he sees so many bad omens. So therefore he kind of suspects the disappearance of Krishna. And then Arjuna, he went to Dwarka and then comes after some time, and Yudhishthira asks about Yadu's welfare and about Krishna and his welfare. So that is a section about this chapter. So Arjuna, he went to Dwarka, so in order to find out what is the next program of Krishna, what is his plan. But after going there, trying to understand the intentions of Krishna, he did not come back. So he went already like several months, around 7 months, but he did not return. So at that time, Yudhishthira in his kingdom, he saw so many inauspicious omens. So seeing them, like seeing that there is time, everything, seasons are appearing in wrong order, and people are engaging to maintain themselves. They are engaged in occupations which are filled with anger, greed, and cheating. So, and even with the relationship with their relatives, they are quarreling. And all the dealings with friendships, everything is mixed with cheating. So seeing all those things, he started speaking to Bhima. So Yudhishthir, in his speech to Bhima, he lists several bad omens that he observes. Those things he mentions. So Bhima, he like the Arjuna went to Dwarka, but although 7 months have passed, he has not yet come. So I don't know what is the reason. Is it that as Lord Narada predicted that Lord may leave this place, is that time has come? So like that he suspected. So from Lord only, from the Krishna only, we attain all this wealth, kingdom, wives, everything, whatever we possess, victory or enemies and higher worlds. So now maybe that Lord is not there. See, oh Bhima, there are so many misfortune, bad omens that are absorbed in this world. So he lists all the bad omens. So bad omens he was able to see in sky and in the earth and even the above planetary system. So in the sky and land and in the bodies, so which kind of indicates that something bad is coming. First of all, he says that my left eye, my left eye, left thigh, left arm are twitching, and also there is trembling in my heart. This indicates that some misfortune is coming. So it is mentioned that that in Ramayana also, when Sugriva and Lord Ram, when they made a friendship with each other, it is mentioned that the three personalities have experienced pitching in their left side. One is Vali, another is Ravana, another is Sita Devi. So the twitching in left side for gents is danger, but for ladies it is indicating auspicious sign. So for Vali and Ravana it is dangerous when Sugriva and Ram made friendship, and Sita it is auspicious. So like that it is mentioned. So this is mentioning that my body left side is twitching, that is indication of misfortune. And these jackals, animals, the jackal is spitting fire while while sun is rising. At that time, this jackal from his he is howling, and so much fire looks like some fire is kind of coming from his mouth. And a dog is seeing towards me and howling as if he is not at all fearing. And the good animals, auspicious animals like cow, they are all circumambulating me in counterclockwise. And like inauspicious animals like donkey, they are going in clockwise. And my horses, they are all crying. So, and then these birds like pigeon, owl, pigeon is a messenger of death, owl, yeah, and crow, these are all crying, and these are all making my mind tremble. They are like they are like creating very inauspicious sounds. And this air, the air is flowing very roughly, and it's like not at all pleasing to the touch. And earth along with the mountains is trembling, and there is so much sound that is coming without any clouds and thunder. And the wind is very harsh, and the clouds, they are pouring, it looks like they are pouring blood everywhere. So, and the sun is very weak in his light, as if it is fighting with other planets according to astrology. And earth and heavens, they are all some followers of Shiva and other beings, they are all rampaging here. The rivers, the lakes always seems to be very much agitated. They are agitating the minds of others. And fire is not burning properly even if ghee is poured. So it looks like some inauspicious things are coming. And cows, they are not drinking the milk. Cows are also not giving milk to the cows. And cows are always shedding like tears from their eyes. And bulls, they are not enjoying the field. The deities, they are weeping. Deities means Devatas Vigraha, they seem to be weeping, perspiring. And all the places, villages, towns, they are all without any like the happiness. They are all morose. So many things are happening. It seems that this earth, which is previously very fortunate because of the Lord's lotus feet being touched, looks like no more. The Lord's feet is touching the Mother Earth. In this way, Yudhishthira is thinking, discussing about various inauspicious moments that are happening there. So at that, while they are discussing at that time, Arjuna has arrived at that time. So, but Arjuna, seeing Arjuna, he was like so morose, was so dejected. Previously, Yudhishthir never saw Arjuna in such a condition, like grieving. And he is like facing his head downwards, and tears are flowing from his eyes. And he is full of with agitated heart. So Yudhishthira remembered that Nagamuni said that Krishna might have will leave soon. So he understood that that is the case. That might be the case, but he did not directly ask about that. So initially he asked so many other things, and finally he inquired about. So Yudhishthir started asking here about the welfare of all others in the Dwaraka. Are they are doing very nicely? So he started asking that Yadu, Madhu, all the Dashakshas, Kandakas, Vrishnis, all they are doing nicely in Dwaraka. And his Shurasena is nicely situated, our grandfather. And he is our uncle Vasudeva and his brothers are doing well. And Vasudeva had several wives and, who are all like sisters to each other, headed by Devaki and others. So all they are all doing well nicely, and their sons and wives are they doing nicely. How is Ugrasena and Vrudika, Kotavarma, Akrura, Jayanta, Gada, like these are all the personalities in Dwaraka. And how is Shatrajit, Balaram, how is Balaram is doing, Pradyumna, how is he doing, Aniruddha, how is he doing, Susheshna, Chardeshna, Samba, like that. So many people he asked who are all friends and associates of Krishna. How is Uddhava doing, Nanda and Sunanda doing? So after asking all of them, he did not directly ask about Krishna, but he glorifies Krishna. So because it is not appropriate to ask about the happiness of Krishna. So whether Lord is happy or not. So he says that is he happily residing over that Sudharma, surrounded by his friends in the city? And he, like along with the Balram, he is situated in the dynasty in the Yadu family. Is he giving is giving prema, liberation, and prosperity to all the people in this world. He's sitting there. So, and Yadava, especially, even they are worshipped by even great personalities like the Devatas. And they move as if they are the people of Vaikuntha in the Dwaraka city because they are all protected by Krishna's strong arms. So, so in that assembly, that company of Yadavas, Satyabhama and other queens, just by offering respects to lotus feet to Krishna, they could conquer, they could take away the possessions of Indra's wife Sachi, like Parijata tree, etc. So that's how they are all by satisfying Krishna, they were able to obtain whatever thing they want. And Yadus, they are also without any fear, they used to travel that Sudharma assembly hall, which that Sudharma assembly hall is taken from the heaven to Dwaraka. So in this way, the Lord is situated there. He is always Bhakta Vatsala, Brahmanya. He is always surrounded. He is always glorifies the Brahmanas. He gives respect to Brahmanas. So in that is he happily staying in that Sudharma hall like that he asked. So still Arjuna was not replying, even though he asked about so many relatives. So then he mentions that have you done something wrong, which may become the causes of dejection. So he lists 10 causes, some causes of dejection by which you might be unhappy. So first thing he asks is that these are the general causes. We can also understand that anyone can become dejected if they have these things. First he is asking, is your health all right? If someone is not healthy, they may become dejected. It looks like you have lost your effulgence. And is it that because you stayed for a long time, so is it that you are not given proper respect, or were you disrespected by your friends because staying there? So you are only thing is you are not neglected, or only you disrespected. This way he asked. And then like someone, did they give any harsh words to you? Like someone spoke very harsh words without any affection? Or did you give some, did you promise something to do and you have not fulfilled that promise or charity? Is that the case? And then did you anytime did not give respect or did not give shelter to the deserving ones, like brahmanas, children, cows, elders, women, invalid people? So who took shelter of you? Did you ever fail to give respect, or did you approach a woman of impeachable character, like who is not dressed properly and who should not be approached? Or you are defeated by someone who is inferior to you in strength? So is it the case? And is it that, are you like having invited people like for taking for eating? Have you neglected to feed elders and children and then took you ate you ate before them? Or any something, did you perform any unpardonable mistake, some wrong gross mistake did you do? Like that, he asked several reasons. So these are like generally in term anyone can become rejected by these things, but still he is not replying Arjun. So finally, Yudhishthir Maharaj revealed his heart. Maybe the cause is that you might have lost your most intimate friend, Lord Krishna. Is it that you are feeling empty in your consciousness because your most dear friend Krishna has left you? I don't see any other cause that you feel so much dejected. So like that, finally Yudhishthir reveals his fear. So when Yudhishthir is asking these questions, Arjuna is completely engrossed in remembering Krishna and feeling separation from Krishna. So expresses those feelings of separation, Krishna. So this chapter, Arjuna reveals how he was always protected by the Lord and now the Lord has left. So hearing that, Yudhishthir and Pandavas, they all departs from the kingdom and they attain liberation. So that is this chapter. So Arjuna, he was remembering because he is feeling a lot of separation from Krishna. So like he has become thin because he is separated from Krishna and separated from Krishna. His heart and face dried up because of grief, and he has become dull complexion. And he is remembered the Lord but could not reply. Slowly, he with difficulty controlled his tears and wiped his eyes with hands. And because he is constantly remembering, he is in pain of separation from Krishna. So that that longing of love increased due to that separation. And remembering that friendship of Krishna, which like Arjuna had three kinds of, like mainly Sakya Rasa, but sometimes that Sakya Rasa is mixed with little bit Dasya Rasa. So then that is called as Maitri. So Sakya is like pure Sakya Rasa. Maitri is like Sakya Rasa, little bit mixed with Dasya Rasa. And Saukruda is Sakya, little bit mixed with Vatsalya Rasa. Like he has all these feelings towards Krishna. So he remembered all those things. And then with those feelings, he started speaking to Yudhishthir. His like his voice was choking and filled with tears. He started speaking. So basically, Arjuna, he mentions that Krishna has left him and he remembers how Lord has given him strength and how he protected in so many different circumstances. So he says that Vanchitoham Maharaja Arina Bandhurupina Yena me apahnutam tejo Deva Vismapanam Mahan. Vanchitoham Maharaja, oh Maharaja, I was left by the Harina Bandhurupina, the friend Hari, who is who is my relative, is my friend. I was left by this Hari, and by O's strength, by Hari's strength, I could exhibit so much power that which even astonished great devatas. That is how I could exhibit power. But that Lord Hari, now he has left me. यस्य क्षणवियोगेन लोको हि अप्रियदर्शनः उक्तेन रहितो हि येषां प्रोच्यते यथा. Just like by was absence, by Krishna's absence, all this loka, all this world, it appears very, very, very apriya darshana. It doesn't look good. Apriya, it's like not dear at all. It's like he gives one example. Just like if life force leaves a body, that becomes very detestable. Similarly, this whole world has become like repulsive when the Lord has left. So in this way, I'm feeling separation from Krishna. This whole universe become useless for me because Lord Krishna is not here. And then he recalls how, because of the strength of Krishna, he was able to perform so many wonderful activities. So he remembered that in the Draupadi Swayamvar, he says that by the power of Krishna, I was like in the Draupada's house, the Swayamvara ceremony. The people there, they have all assembled. They are all mad with lust. But there, I could exhibit my power and pierce the fish with my bow, and thereby obtained Draupadi. So the Swayamvara ceremony, we remember that Pandavas, they were at that time, they were they were sent to Varnavat. There is a house made up of lake constructed by Duryodhana and Dhritarashtra. And they sent they sent Pandavas there for a picnic, and their plan is to kill them by setting fire. So they set fire, but by Vidura's words, Vidura's intelligence, they were escaped from that place, and they are living like Brahmanas without unknown. So whole world is thinking that Pandavas have died, but they are living incognito as Brahmanas at that time. So at that time, Draupadi was actually born to Drupada Maharaj to uh, to get married to Arjuna. So Drupada, externally it seems that Arjuna and Pandavas were died. So that time Drupada arranged this Swayamvara ceremony so that only Arjuna could, if he is alive, he could come and pierce that Matsyantra. So that time all the kings, they have come and they exhibited all their valor to pierce that Matsyantra, but no one could pierce that Matsyantra. So that time Arjuna in the form of a Brahmana has come. So in that assembly, Krishna is also there. So Arjuna, he came at that time as a disguised Brahmana. No one knows that he is Arjuna. And he took that bow and pierced the fish. So thereby he attained Draupadi. So that although Krishna is present, although Krishna is not directly helping, but Arjuna is saying that all his power that has come from Krishna's empowerment. So because of Krishna only, I could do that thing. And then he remembered one more pastime that because Krishna is acting as my charioteer. So because of that, there is one Kandava forest which Agni asked, I want to devour this Kandava forest. But that Kandava forest belonged to Indra. So since Agni took shelter of Arjuna and Krishna, they promised that you can eat that Kandava forest. And so while Agni is eating that Kandava, was burning that Kandava forest, Indra came and started pouring water, rains. So that time Arjuna, Krishna, that time he acted as a charioteer. And Arjuna, through his arrows, he could prevent the rain from Indra. So in this way, he allowed Agni to eat that Kandava forest. So while that is being done, there is one demon called Mayadanava. He was about to be killed by Krishna, but at that time, Mayadanav, in that fight, he went and took shelter of Arjuna. As soon as Mayadanav took shelter of Arjuna, Krishna lost all his interest in killing Maya. Arjuna gave him fearlessness. So because of that, Maya was very much indebted to Arjuna and asked for anything favor you want. So that time Krishna told Mayadano to build a building, build a sabha, which is like very astonishing. So that is called as Maya Sabha, which he created. That Maya Sabha is like very wonderful creation made by Maya, and it is a gift at the Rajasuri sacrifice. So in this way, Arjuna would recall that all that power has come to me by the mercy of Krishna to me. So he is remembering. And he also remembered that by he empowered Bhima to kill Jarasandha. So Jarasandha, what he did was he kidnapped so many kings from different kingdoms, and he collected them and he imprisoned them, and he was preparing to give sacrifice all of them into a sacrifice to Lord Shiva, Bhairava. So that time, that all those kings, they wrote letter to Krishna in Dwaraka that please come and save us. So that time, same time, Pandavas wanted to perform Rajasuya Yajna. So Yudhishthir Maharaj sent one more letter to Dwaraka to Krishna that please come and help us make Rajasuya Yajna. So in the Dwarka assembly, both letters came, and similarly at the more or less same point of time. So all the warriors in that Dwarka, they were all filled with anger and they want to kill Jarasandha. So, but at the same time, Yudhishthir called them. So that time, Krishna asked advice from Uddhava, his friend and advisor. So Uddhava, he understood the situation and he suggested that, like, let us first go to Yudhishthir Maharaj. And Yudhishthir Maharaj, anyway, when he wants to perform Rajasuya sacrifice, he need to surpass, he need to defeat the kings. So therefore, anyway, he need to defeat Jarasandha. So you can go to first to Yudhishthir Maharaj. There you can take both Arjuna and Bhima with you, go to Jarasandha and ask for a single combat with Jarasandha. And Bhima, in that fight, he will be able to kill this Jarasandha. So like that, Uddhava gives suggestion. Then Krishna, taking that advice, goes to that Yudhishthir's place, and following his advice, all three of them went to Jarasandha. And Jarasandha, thinking that they are Brahmanas, they asked for what you want. Then they asked, we want solo fighting with you. Then understanding that these are Krishna, Arjuna and Bhima, he says that it is suitable for me to only fight with Bhima. So in that way, he started fighting with Bhima. Then that fight went for 28 days. And finally, with Krishna's suggestion to separate Krishna, Jarasandha's body into two pieces, like this is showing here, because he was actually born by joining two of his body. So Bhima separated him. So in this way, he could able to kill Jarasandha. So all the kings, they were all released by Krishna from their jail. So therefore, all those kings, they were all very much grateful to Yudhishthir. So they brought so many gifts to Yudhishthira in the Rajasuya sacrifice. So in this way, Bhima could defeat Jarasandha by Krishna's strength. So that's what Arjuna is remembering. And he is also remembering that in the assembly, Draupadi hair was previously at the Rajasuya sacrifice. It was glorified by the bathing ceremony at the Rajasuya sacrifice, Avabrutaba. But the same hair was touched by people like Dushasan who want to insult her. So at that time, she could remember Krishna. Her tears fell at the feet of Lord Krishna who appeared by her remembrance, who appeared in the mind by her remembrance. So because these people have done that, all their wives they became widowed. Dushasana and all the party, all his brothers and sons, they were all killed by Bhima. So that is also by the power of Krishna that he is remembering. And once Krishna saved from anger of Durvasa Muni. So this episode happened in the time of Aranyavasa. Are you familiar with Mahabharata? The storyline, anything? Okay. So this incident happens in the Aranya Parva, where Pandavas they are all exiled for 13 years in the Aranyavas. So there, Durvasa Muni is very famous for his becoming angry or becoming quickly pleased. So Duryodhana, he pleased Durvasa Muni very much. So Durvasa Muni was very much pleased and asked Duryodhana that any boon you want to ask. So that time, Duryodhana, he desired to harm Pandavas. So therefore, he sent Durvasa Muni that you go to Pandavas and just like you take food from, you took food from here, you also take food from there. But you just go after they all have finished their meals. So like that, Duryodhana requested. Because Duryodhana knows that when Draupadi has already eaten, she cannot supply food to others. Durvasa Muni has 10,000 disciples, so they all will eat together. So therefore, the Draupadi and Pandava they have Akshay Patra, so which was given by Suryadev. But the condition is that once Draupadi ate, and once it was cleansed, there is no more food that can be generated. So Durvasa Muni, they have, along with his disciples, they came to Pandavas after Draupadi has eaten and cleansed that pot. And Yudhishthira Maharaj sent them to please take bath in the lake and come back, then we will prepare food. Like that, Yudhishthira Maharaj told. So they all went to take bath. Meanwhile, Draupadi, understanding the situation, she started crying. So she immediately started remembering Krishna to save from the situation. Immediately, Krishna, he left Rukmini in Dwaraka and immediately arrived there because Draupadi was very, very sincerely calling Krishna. So he came and Draupadi received Krishna and she explained the situation. And Krishna then asked that, oh, I am also feeling hungry. Can you please feed me? And then Draupadi started crying. So even if I don't feed Durvasa Muni, it's okay. But if I don't feed you, then I will be like, I will feel most unhappy. So she started crying. Then Krishna says that you bring that Akshay Patra. And Draupadi brings that Akshay Patra. And there in that vessel, there is some little shark and rice that got stuck there. So Krishna, just by he simply eats that, And since he feels as if satisfied. Since Krishna is the soul of the universe, once Krishna is satisfied, everyone is satisfied. The Durvasa Muni and all his disciples, they felt as if they are full to their neck. So when Bhima and Krishna told Bhima to bring them now. So Bhima went there, please come for food. Like that, Bhima started calling. Durvasa Muni and his disciples, they started, oh, Bhima is coming. But all our bellies are full to the neck. If we don't eat, then we will suffer. So therefore, it is better not to go. Therefore, they ran away from that place. They went away from that place. So in this way, when Pandavas are in danger, Krishna has come and saved them, saved from the curse of Durvasa Muni. So Arjuna is remembering that, and he also like remembering that I astonished even Lord Shiva. So Arjuna, he was trying to go to Himalayas and go to ascend heaven. So that time there was a hunter, there was a pig which was shot by both Arjuna and an hunter. So Arjuna and that hunter, because of that pig, they engaged in a quarrel. So, but Arjuna was not able to defeat that person, and that person is also not able to defeat Arjuna. Arjuna finally recognized that oh, this person is not ordinary. Who is she? Finally, he understood that he is Lord Shiva. So Lord Shiva is also very much pleased with Arjuna. At the time, Shiva is with along with Parvati. So the pleased with Arjuna, Shiva gave what is called as Pashupatastra. So this Pashupatastra Arjuna could use in the battlefield of Mahabharata, where he promised, he like took a vow that he will kill Jayadratha in by the end of the day. So that time when Abhimanyu was killed by Kauravas. So in that battle, evening comes, but still Jayadratha could not be seen. So that time Krishna puts his chakra so that it appears that evening has come. So then Jayadratha will come out and Krishna removes the chakra, and then evening is still there. Then he instructs Arjuna to kill Jayadratha. But he instructs that Jayadratha head should not fall on the ground. It should go and fall on the lap of his father. That father only should throw that head down, because father has a benediction that whoever throws the hand of his son, his head will smash into 1,000 pieces. So that time Arjuna uses this Pashupatastra, which will carry the head to desired destination where his father was meditating. So in that way, both father and son are killed by Arjuna using this Pashupatastra. Then Arjuna remembered one more incident from Mahabharata, that with the I was able to go to the heaven, sit in the assembly of King Indra, and I shared off the throne of King Indra. So that is also because of Krishna's empowerment, and because all these Indra and others, they took shelter of my strong arms, and they requested me to kill demons called as Nivata Kavachas. So I was able to kill those Nivata Kavachas. All these things I was able to perform because of the strength given by Krishna. But now I am being abandoned by that great person. And later on in the Virata Parva, so when the cows of Virata king in the Virata Parva, basically Arjuna and Pandavas, they were incognito. They were no one should recognize them. So Arjuna was acting like a Brahmanala. So that time all the Kauravas have come and attacked Virata's kingdom, and they kidnapped all the cows of Virata kingdom. So that time, because they gained some hints that Pandavas may stay there. So that time, Burhanala, he was like a dance teacher. So he, like along with Uttara Kumara, he alone came Uttar Kumara was like a warrior, and Brohanal Arjuna was like a charioteer. So both came alone. Arjuna encouraged him to come. And, but Uttar Kumara was very much fearful, seeing the Kaurav Sainya and was running away. So then Arjuna went there, ran along with Uttar Kumara and caught back him and asked him to come back and told Uttar Kumara that don't worry, actually I am Arjun, so I will fight alone with all these Kauravas, don't worry. So like that he brought him and then he made remove Gandiva from a tree and he alone, Arjuna alone at that point of time attacked all the Kaurav Sainya, which had Bhishma, Drona, Karna, Shalya, everyone, Karna and Krupacharya, everyone. Arjuna alone, because of his arrows, Mohanastra, he was able to defeat all of them and he took all those cows of Virat Raj back and all the turbans, the jewelry turbans in the Kaurav Sainya, he could take from their head. In this way, he was able to conquer these Kaurav Sainya there. Then he remembered in the battlefield, so Krishna, he was sitting as my charioteer. And just by sitting as my charioteer, he was all the opposite warriors are looking into Krishna. So by his glance, he removed, he like stole the prarabdha karmas. So by way of that, their ayush got reduced. Then with by his beauty, he stole their minds, and by showing his power, he reduced their enthusiasm to fight. And then by his glances, he took away their ability to take up weapons, their sensory power. So all those things, he just by sitting there, he was able to do. So because that's how he helped me, and because because I was under his shelter, although great arrows have come from Drona, Bhishma, Karna, Shalya, Jayadratha, Vahlika, Bhurishrava, Susharma. So they all could not touch me. So just like Prahlad was not affected by demons, because Lord Narsimha is always protect me. Similarly, I was not affected by all these arrows. And in the time in that battlefield, while chasing the Jayadra, because my horses were tied, I removed my horses and I came down from the chariot. I produced water from the ground so that my horses can drink those water. So I was standing on ground and fighting with my enemies. But at that point of time, bewildered by Krishna's Maya, they could not strike me. So in this way, I was protected by Krishna. So and it is very sad part on me that although he is the supreme Lord and whose lotus feet are meditated by great sages to attain liberation, I engaged that great person as my chariot driver because of my losing discrimination. So like that, Arjuna like kind of chastised himself. So here, that because of strong remembrance of Krishna lamentation, so that mood of dasya has arisen. So this is like Arjuna sometimes when Krishna exhibits power, sometimes he exhibits the dasya bhava also. For example, in Gita, Bhagavad Gita, when Krishna showed universal form, Arjuna immediately offered obeisances to Krishna, saying that, "Oh, please forgive me. Many times I have called you as my friend. I lovingly joked with you. So please forgive me." Like that he asked. So Arjuna's, when Krishna's reverence, sometimes he exhibits the mood of that reverence. But there is in Vrindavan, the friends of Krishna, so when like their mood will never change. So that is called as Suddha Sakya. Means their mood of friendship will never, that mood will change because that is Vrindavan mood. And even when Krishna exhibits power, they think that Krishna is one of them. Even if he's Krishna is Devata, that means we are also Devata. So like that, the Vrindavan friends always had that pure Sakya Rasa, but Arjuna sometimes expresses the Dasya Rasa also. So like that he is like remembering, and he is remembering that I am remembering Lord Madhava's joking words and his smiles and his charm and eloquence and our conversations. All those conversations, they are all touching my heart. And sometimes he joked with me, oh Pada, oh Arjuna, oh friend. So I remembering all those things, my heart is becoming agitated. And sometimes, like we are always together, sometimes we are sleeping, sitting, walking, boasting, eating. So sometimes I used to scold him, oh friend, you are truthful. That means you are lying like that. But still, he tolerated my offense, just like a father tolerates a son, or a friend tolerates a friend. So he tolerated all those things, even if I insulted him. Out of Dasarasa, he is seeing. So now he, after remembering all these interactions of Krishna with him, finally he reveals to Yudhishthir what happened to the situation. So he says that without his absence, without the Lord, my mind became very vacant and became very weak. So because of that, I was defeated even by some criminal cowherds. Oh, strength is very weak. So while I was engaged in protecting his queens. So here Arjuna is recalling that when all the people in Dwarka they have left, so the wives of Krishna, the 16,000 wives, 16,100 wives, not the principal 8 wives. These 16,100 wives, Arjuna was like carrying them to bring them to Hastinapur. But in between, some cowherd men have come and kidnapped all these queens. So Arjuna was defeated by these cowherd boys. So that he was remembering. So actually, those cowherd boys who have come and defeated Arjuna, they were actually Krishna only. So this is clear from other Puranas. Because all these 16,100 wives, apart from 8 wives, they had longing to attain the form of Krishna in Vrindavan, just like the gopis. So Krishna wanted to fulfill those desires. And also, uh, the wives of Krishna, they are all Lakshmis only. So they could never be touched by material persons. And it is also mentioned that there is a Muni, Ashtavikra Muni. He caused, like he was like pleased by some damsels, some devata, some some devatas, the ladies. So he was very much pleased and he gave the benediction that Lord Vishnu will become your husband. And they laughed at him because seeing his crooked body, then he again cursed them. You will be taken by the thieves. Again, they pleaded forgiveness from him. So then he said that this curse will actually, Lord will only come in the form of thieves and take you away. In this way, all these things will happen. So in the DDA benediction, those only became the wives of Krishna. And, so in this way, the cowherd boys are Krishna only. They took away. Sajjana is thinking that some infidel cowherd boys have come and defeated me in his absence. I have the same, he's saying that Tadvai Dhanush. have the same bow, Gandiva, Taishava, same arrows, Sarato Hayaste, same chariot, same horses, and the same charioteer where all the great kings used to offer their respect. But all these things became useless. Asad Isharaktam. So all these things they have become as if like they are not useful. Just like if you pour ghee into ashes, it will not have any effect. Or just like a magician produces some false gift that will not have any effect. Or if we sow some seeds in a salty earth, that earth will not, those will not produce any effect. Like that, all my appliances having the same ratha and everything became useless when Krishna is not with me. So, and these Yadavas, they were all cursed by Brahmanas. They drank wine and they became bewildered and they were like kind of killed each other. So, not knowing each other. So, this is like only external appearance. Yadu's disappearance past time is like, as mentioned previously, it is it is a leela that for material people it appears as if all the Yadavas they killed each other, but actually it is a illusory energy of the Lord that displayed this leela, uh, which uh, which normal people cannot understand. So actually, Yadavas they are all the original associates of the Lord. In their invisible forms, they are in the Dwarka abode only. But there are Devata portions that will enter Yadavas whenever the Yadavas come. So those Devata portions have come. Even they could not be killing each other like this. They were also filled with Tattva Guna. So they also left their bodies. But for the external world, the illusory energy of the Lord showed like they killed each other. So, and even the Lord, the disappearance of the Lord is also an external, like Lord leaving some body. So that is also external vision. Internally, Lord, along with all his opulences, along with all his expansions, he went to respective abodes. So these are all mainly explained in 11th canto. So disappearance of Yadavas and Krishna, one should never consider them material. So the Yadavas, they left like earth became burden. Lord considered them as a burden on the earth. So in this way, Lord made them disappearance. Actually, Yadavas are not burden on the earth. It is like the analogy that was used is a woman when she is decorated by nice ornaments. Those are not considered as burden, but it is like a burden of love. So Yadavas or earth will not feel that weight of the Yadavas. So in this way, they all left. So in that situation, now I remember the words of Govinda, which he imparted to me in Gita. So remembering those words of Gita that are giving relief to the burning my heart. Because those words of Gita, they are all fit for Desha Kalartha Yuktani, for all time, place, and circumstances. So they these words are suitable. So when I remember those words of Krishna, so I could recompose myself. I understood that the Lord is completely transcendental. So he is situated, he is completely situated and he is he has no birth in the material world, just like Krishna said. I don't have any material birth or material actions. Janma karma chame divyam. So, and he was beyond this nature. He is present. He is he is also existing everywhere by his inconceivable energy. And actually, there is no separation from the Lord. He is existing with me. So when I remember him, he appears with me. So now there is no separation. So again, we will unite in some other universe where Krishna is performing pastimes. So like that, he could understand the words of Bhagavad Gita and he relieved from that burning heart. Arjuna remembered all those words and pacified himself. So hearing all those things from Arjuna, Yudhishthir, he understood that Krishna has left. So therefore, he understood that time has come for him also to leave the world. So he fixed his mind on attaining Krishna's abode. So he completely absorbed his thoughts on Krishna. Kunti also, Kunti also fully engaged her mind in bhakti, remembering Krishna. And the Yudhishthir at that time, he made Parikshit as the king, as the heir, and he also made Vajrana, who is the son of Aniruddha, grand son of Krishna, as a king for Mathura and Surasena, those areas. And he enthroned Parikshit as the kingdom for the whole earth. In this way, he installed. And the time when Krishna has left this world, at the same time, Kali has entered this world. So Lord removed of Yadus is mentioned as a removing like a thorn with another thorn. But out of these two thorns, one thorn is like helping the Lord, other thorn is paining the Lord. So similarly, Yadus are always helping the Lord. Should understand that. So, and when the Lord left, Kali has entered. Yudhishthir, understanding all these things, made Parikshit and Yajra as successors. And then he renounced everything and started moving towards north. So he dressed himself like a mendicant and in that suitable clothes. He immediately, he left and he was completely in the thought of Krishna. He meditated on completely Lord's lotus feet. He performed through his internal meditation, he was able to realize that he was like completely apart from the body and fixed his mind on Krishna. So he offered into Krishna, stopped speaking, shaved his head and behaved like a dumb person. And he went to northern direction and there fixed his heart on Krishna and he achieved liberation. So then following him, all the other Pandavas also followed Yudhishthir and they also attained the Lord's lotus feet. And Vidura also left this world and attained he left his body at Prabhas and returned to his original post as Yamaraj. Draupadi and Subhadra, they also followed their husbands, understanding that they are leaving for this thing. So Prabhupada writes that everyone has to fly their own planes. At the end of life, even though when the instructions are given during the lifetime, at the end of life, one has to take care of their own plane. So it's one's responsibility at the end of their life to remember Krishna. So Yudhishthira and others, although they imparted knowledge during their life, at the end of their life, Draupadi and Subhadra on their own, they followed their husbands and remembered Krishna and attained perfection. In this way, they also attained perfection. In this way, all the Pandavas, they attained the kingdom of the Lord. So this departure of the Pandavas is very, very pure. Whoever hears this, they attained pure blessings. So this way, the Pandavas' retirement is mentioned. So now, in the next sections, how Parikshit started ruling. That we will discuss in the next.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Andra Srimad Bhagavatam.